Good morning. What is up, everybody? It is good to be back. We are tired. We stayed up late. But before we get into everything, let's see who we got here. We got Borland, Stachunksta saying tricky schedule changes. I know. I put it in the Discord. Come on now. Jamesy up in here. This is a good take, right? Greg's probably getting his badges ready for tonight. This is probably the truth, Jamesy. Ryan B. Slides. Klopp shot in the house. JC Reviews 2-3. Who else did I miss? Beamer up in here. V Hawk, Caleb, Farron. Guys, we're all doing it. We're doing it. What's up? Oh man, I'm gonna save the door report. It's coming though, Martin. So buckle up. Eric Fernandez, Frank, Day, Bus, Jordan. Like we're all here. We're doing it. Sawyer. Wow. So I have a feeling Sawyer's like, I'm actually busy today. I can't stay for the show, but winter is here, so it's time to smash it. Good to see you, Sawyer. Yachty, Jonathan. Everybody's here. Very excited for the show tonight. Well, I'm excited for tonight's show too, right? Top Shot takes us back at 8:30. But you're like, I'm living in the moment. All right, we're gonna be present in today's activities. But I'm excited to talk about the Bucks. The Bucks getting their chip. Giannis. Also, everybody who had a take last night that was like, oh, see, Suns can't get it done. Can you just wait a day? Giannis just had one of the best performances in finals history. And everyone's like, no, looks like Chris Paul. Maybe it was Giannis. Save those takes for 2 weeks from now and you need to talk about something. And the other thing I want to say, we are going to do a special show 3 years from now. It's going to be like a Where Are They Now? Who bought Jordan Nwora for $140? I decided that this morning that we are doing that. So what's July 21st, 2024? We're going to do a behind the music VH1 style show. All right. Enough of that. Enough of me screaming. Rock and rolls here. Enough of me screaming. Let's get on. We have a special guest today. You know him from the Discord, from YouTube moderating when the people get wild. I'm very excited, very sharp to have Jason, aka ADeepThreat, join the show. Jason, what is up?
Good morning, Mike. Did I just hear you bought a Jordan Nwora recently?
Oh, no. I'm saying we're going to do a show to check in on all of the idiots who bought one for $140.
Okay, you're not one of those idiots.
No. I almost tweeted it out from our account, but then I could see Dustin and Greg waking up being like, we can't alienate people on Twitter, but I can.
Sure, right.
So what were your first takes last night? Watching Game 6 and Giannis just be the most likable player in the league right now.
Man, he is. They say great players show up great in big games, and he showed up over the last couple games. I mean, just proving that he's one of the best players in the league.
And we can't forget 2 or 3 weeks ago, his knee was facing the wrong way.
Yeah,
I mean, that was one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen. So much so that, I've been vocal about it. I was really rooting for the Suns. I like the Suns team. But after a couple games, it's man, it's hard to root against Giannis. This is incredible.
Yeah, try to find one person who doesn't like the guy.
Right? And just watching the raw emotion post game, and that was just so fun. You couldn't help but I was still feeling for CP3, but you could the joy that Giannis was showing was just awesome, just absolutely awesome. But yeah, I'm excited to take a look at the market. We said this yesterday. I was like, I hope the Suns win because I'm excited to see what the marketplace does if the Suns win. I was like, if the Bucks win, whatever, right? However, we woke up to just a bloodbath out there. Absolute tank job all over the place. It's nuts.
Yeah, I think them doing the showcase last night of just the playoff moments just absolutely killed all the base set moments. So I thought Live Token was going to break last night with it couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
You were seeing 100 listings every 30 seconds almost. So
yeah, it was pretty wild. I think, right, the combination of that, a lot of people were stacking the Cams, Jay Crowder, players like that, right? Those $5 or $6 players hoping to flip them for $9 when it's announced. And then when they announced that it was those 4 playoff moments, I think that played a part into it. But then I think it's the same thing that we see all the time, right? Where whether it's championship badge, whatever the case may be, we built this game plan up without realizing everyone else also might have that game plan. So then when it happens, it just happens aggressively across the board. I think everyone was stacking these Bucks moments being like, oh, they're going to get that badge. Once that Bobby Portis badge comes out, and the exact opposite, right? I think I looked before I went to bed. It was $18. I think it was 12 when I woke up this morning. I think everything's just going down.
Yeah, I don't get the Bucks moments going down just so soon. Like I would imagine them going down over the summer, but this morning I'm surprised by that for sure.
Yeah, I was too. I do. I wonder if it was a lot of people scooping up multiple ones, just like stacking them up, and then was like, "Well, I'll move off of this." And now they're like, "Oh man, I need to get some money back." So we're seeing like all of the undercutting, but it's not just the Bucks moments. I mean, obviously the Suns moments are taking a hit. Just everything is.
Yeah.
Do we think this is like the conclusion of Series 2? That's what I mean. I know we still have the finals moments and whatever they're going to do to run it back, but I think like psychologically for the user, it does kind of feel like that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. We got a short off season, so I think we're less than 3 months away from opening tip of next season already. So it's going to be a short season. But yeah, I don't think Top Shot is wrapping up just quite yet for S2. I think we've got maybe 2 more weeks to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like finally, like after grinding like every single day since I got on the platform, which was in January, like we're all given a chance to just exhale,
Yeah.
Just kind of take a moment away. I know I've spent way too much time on the Top Shot website. So I'm excited for the off season.
Yeah, for like a little reset, right? And have some fun with it. So and we're going to get back. We're going to talk more about Bucks Suns in a little bit too. But one of the things I wanted to talk about with you today, you did a really good video. I'm not even going to say his full name anymore because I want to see what his next smash cut video is going to be. But I really enjoyed your video with AJB last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, kind of talking about like what you're thinking about doing for Series 3. But I was thinking maybe we do like an abridged version of this where I would love to hear just kind of like how you've progressed through this. And I know the last time we were here, we kind of talked about that, like what your journey was like. So I guess we don't have to start like at the very beginning, but it does sound like listening to that last video you did, that your strategy has kind of like shifted quite a bit, like throughout the time. So kind of take us to where you were and where you are now.
Yeah. And shout out to AJB for hosting that trilogy.
Yeah.
We talked for a long time for that interview, and he cut it down to 3 manageable pieces. So shout out to AJB. So I think right now I'm going to look forward to the S3. I'm hoping that Top Shot gets its marketing going here in the next 3 months and is ready to go. I see the platform stabilizing, and you saw the banners up at Game 5 at the arena. You got all of us quote tweeting and doing all those things. So okay, so rewind just a couple months ago, and I was on board with stashing the S1s and just leveling up, moving those S2s into the S1s and leveling up and holding on to those and thinking, that was the way. And I think a lot of people were in the same boat as me. And
myself included.
Yeah. And I've noticed that the S2s kind of held their value a lot better than the S1s over the last month or so. And I think the main reason for that is the utility that comes along with the newest season. So I kind of changed my strategy. And let me preface this by saying that my strategy is not the only way to go. There's multiple paths, and I think the rising sea is going to lift all boats in the end. Right. I think as long as you're in the market, I think we're all gonna make gains no matter what we're holding. I think we're all gonna make gains.
Yeah,
So,
and even when you sorry to interrupt, but when you say utility too with like series 2 or the current series that we're in, it's not necessarily like, oh, we're going to this game or whatever, but you're talking like challenges, quests,
right.
all of those types of things, right?
Right, and all the future things that are possible too. I mean, I think we're just kind of scratching the surface with all the possibilities of utility with our Top Shot moments. But what was I saying? So for me, because I am in the market, I'm on the marketplace every day for extended time. I'm on Live Token and things like that. I'm really into the market, buying and selling, kind of playing the game. And so for me, and my previous thoughts, with holding S once is perfectly fine. I think if you're kind of a laid back, not into the market every single day, that's a perfectly fine way to go. Just holding session or collecting your favorite team or whatever Top Shot is to you, I think is the best way to go. And so the way I'm going is I'm not preaching this for anyone else, but so recently I've been buying up all the floor moments on S2. I've been on there buying $2, $3 moments. I think I've got like 700 moments now, and I was down at like 300.
You were at 300. Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember you putting in the Discord that you hit 300.
Yeah. So I've been stacking. Kind of just looking forward to this off season. So I'm kind of doing this in 2 steps. So the first step is the.
Just giving you a shout out.
Yeah. The off season. First step is the off season. Second step will be season 3. So for the off season, I'm stacking all these base moments because we still have the legendary pack to go. We still have Run It Back. I think Run It Back is going to be just fire. I think everyone is going to be clamoring for that. Everyone's going to be trying to getting back into the collector score game again, stacking their teams. I've finally completed a team set of the Kings, so nice. Me and Martin will be going to a game next year.
There you go. I'll get you.
We'll be the only 2.
I'll get you both Dort jerseys for that trip.
Right. So I'm stacking all the Olympic players. I'm stacking all the 50-point scorers. And fun fact, here's a question for you: do you know which 2 U.S. Olympians also had a 50-point game this season?
Jason Tatum and I want to say Bradley Beal, but he's not on the team anymore. So did this 50-point score? Did Dame not get to 50 this year?
He did.
Okay, he did. All right.
He did. So those are the 2 guys that I've been mainly focusing on, because if they don't do an Olympic challenge, then they'll probably do a 50-point challenge and vice versa.
Yeah, something like that.
So those are the 2 that I'm mainly stacking.
Yeah. So what is the, like, I know you were saying you're continuing to get like the $2 and $3 like floor moments, right? Is your plan, and you don't, listen, if you want to keep that plan close to the chest, I totally understand. But are you like, is that like a not long-term hold, but are you like, oh, this floor will eventually rise? Or are you saying like when the legendary pack comes out, when the Run It Back pack comes out, or an Olympic team takes off, whatever, that's where you're just kind of like churning those out, you're flipping those. So you're trying to like, 2-3x those moments if we get a little bump.
I don't see any other moments 2 or 3xing within the next 2 to 3 months. I think that's the only way for me to go right now if I want to keep in the market on a daily basis. So
I think I'm going to share Patrick. We can we'll check in on this in a little bit. It's funny. I actually was gonna rip it this morning, and then last night when all the bad stuff was happening, I was like, oh, I should probably rip this right now so I can flip it immediately. And it was like a Michael Porter Jr. playoff moment, which, like, whatever. I love MPJ, but it was booty. That's what it was. It was poopy. But yeah, I what I think is interesting too about what you said is the Stan Loves too is also saying it. I only buy floor moments now too. Only thing that's safe. And then a little love from Tanner Pope. I think I'm with you in the sense that I do find that there is a little bit more action, I guess, with series 2, or like what the current series is going to be. And it was funny. I feel like I had my brain had wrapped itself around that, but I hadn't like spoke it out to existence. And I found when you and Jeb were talking about it, I was like, yeah. That's what I was like. I hadn't heard anyone say it yet, but I was like, that is kind of what I'm doing, where all of my series 1 stuff, to me, that's, and I hate using the word vault because I feel like it's just annoying when everyone does that. But I'm those moments I'm like, oh, I'm not moving off of these. Like, these are the ones that I'm excited to get. And that I think like years from now is going to like continue to go up, as, I mean, we're going to see it continue to go down right now for so many reasons, because it's not an active series, because there's a handful of people that have most of the moments, right? So that until those get distributed, that's going to continue to go down. But I've kind of had fun being like, I have my shopping cart of like things that or my wish list of things I'm going to go get that I'm not going to touch. Like, I'm not even going to look at them again after I get them. We're just going to stack them over there and leave them alone. And then still having some Dapper ready to go to mess around with, like, I don't know, whatever's happening right now. But it's funny. I haven't gotten myself to dive into the floor moments. I haven't thought about that yet. I've stacked up some of the Nuggets because I really like that team, and I think I've completed them. So I keep scooping those when I see them. But mostly just like Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray if I see them. But that's kind of it. I haven't really gone after like the $2 to $3 moments, but that does make sense, right? If the plan is like, oh, next bump, these probably get to $5, $6, $7. It's just like an instant W.
Yeah, and if I can have 300 moments that I have 3x, that's playing money for next season. So
yeah, and I do
much rather earn the money than deposit the money.
Yeah,
because we're all in probably way too much.
Yes, we are.
Like so earning it is the goal for this.
Yeah. And I think something you said too that's really important is you are in it every day, right? And I think it's really hard. And Sawyer's comment of like it's choppy waters, right? Like, one, you have to be prepared to take an L on a couple of things, but you have to be in it. I don't think you can check a few times a day. Like, if you have a desk job and you're like pretty bored at that desk job and you can have live token up and fire away, or whatever, you have the time to do it, I think you do have to be like aggressively in there, and you're going to have a lot of failed purchases, right? Because you're getting after those floor moments.
Yeah.
So I do think you have to be active.
I have to clean out my email inbox with hundreds of failed transactions like every other day. So
yeah. And I'm with Dan too. I think we like need a live token sniping tutorial, because I have had way more failures than successes on there.
I think I do pretty well, and I've got probably a 5% success rate.
Woo, so baby.
Yeah, it's not easy. And it's only going to get harder with the more users that come on board. So I think I don't think it's a viable strategy, like maybe even for next season, to use those websites anymore. But for now, one user base is small enough. I think they're useful.
Yeah, I want to shout out the other person I know that's very good at this. So it's you and Big Ticket, who seem to be the ones that are just sharp as hell in those floor moment streets.
Yeah, I don't claim to be a big ticket. I'm a little ticket here.
Little ticket. Yeah. Speaking of tickets, do you have any thought about that right there? The floor buying, also getting ready for tickets.
That's something that I didn't mention, is even if I can't get off of these $2 moments for any kind of profit, I'll just store them and use them for trade tickets, whenever those come out. It sounds like we're probably 9 months to a year away from those, but I mean,
and Frank with an excellent comment here too. Like, taking small L's on the floor is much easier to absorb than the losses we see on the higher end moments. I think that's very smart.
Yeah, because these S1 moments, I mean, the floor is so thin, and they're in the hands of just a couple people.
Yeah,
and the floor will go down as low as we let it. I think all of us that are in the buying market that have our shopping lists, I think we are in control of how low the floor goes.
Yeah.
It's just like, who's going to break the line and go out and buy that
Yeah, and I mean, I've been trying like really hard not to buy things, and except for Porter Juniors apparently, because those are those to be the Kevin Porter Jr. moment keeps getting cheaper and cheaper, but it's also at a number that doesn't hurt me. That I'm just like, I'm gonna get it again. This is stupid. Sure. This is gonna go back up. And Michael Porter Jr. too. I don't know how much cheaper he's gonna go. He's sitting around 300, and I was like, I don't know how much lower he goes, but this is a great point. Like we are the ones that decide how low we're going to let it. Cause we're not the only ones being like, oh, I'm going to wait. At some point it's going to happen. But if we're all like banding together and making the whales undercut each other. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay seeing, we see Zion, he keeps coming down. He's at like 13.99 or 13.49, something like that. I mean, here we go. James, he's saying Ayton's down to 110. Luka's under 1,700. There was another one that Jokic is down to like 340 something.
That's crazy.
I know. And I feel like we're just going to see that continue to go down. So I know you were saying that you're like focusing on those floor moments right now. Do you still have like a list of S1 stuff you're monitoring?
Yeah. So eventually I ended up with all the big ones, all the big boys, the Zion, the Luka, who else? Jokic, MPJ, Chris Paul, Booker. I don't know if I'll get all of them, but those are the main guys that I want to get a hold of. But yeah, we see that since they're in the hands of so few people, and they're not saying, hey, okay, I'm going to list all my guys at 1,500 and we're not going any lower.
Right.
You just see the next day it's 1,450 and the next day it's 1,400 and it just keeps going down and down and down until they liquidate and get out of the market, because it seems like that's what a lot of those guys are trying to do. So
yeah. And it's one of those, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it's one of those things too, where it's I wish as we get more informed and like more educated on what the marketplace looks like, we're able to make more informed decisions, right? Where I wish back in like April, I would say, when we first started seeing things come down a little bit, that I understood where the majority of the moments were when it was Series 1. Because there was a couple of snags I made. I really think the only one that I just took a massive L on was Michael Porter Jr. And I think I first got that moment at like, it was maybe just under 1,000 when I got it. And then like seeing like where all of those moments lied, I'm like, oh, this, I can't pay attention. Or I ended up selling it and then buying it back when it came back down. Because I was like, now I know this. Now I know that we're going to continue to see these just kind of drop. There will be a point this summer, I imagine, or this offseason, where everyone decides to start buying again. We'll see it shoot back up. Surprisingly, Ja's the one that's like held the firmest. I thought I was going to, I think I got it at like 1650 or 1625. I thought I was going to see that continue to drop. And surprisingly, that's kind of held. And maybe because it's out of 1,000 and that one's a little bit more spread out. But yeah, I think now that we're learning more, and unfortunately that usually comes with an L as we learn. But
Right.
But I think now we can make more informed decisions.
Yeah, education comes with a cost sometimes.
Dude, seriously. So I guess like what do you think your plan of attack with like Series 3 is going to be? So like you kind of talked us through like your offseason a little bit with buying those floor moments, and then hopefully with like the run it back and legendary stuff. But what is it looking like for you? After you take a couple weeks off to not check live token every day, what's that going to be looking like for you think?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for Season 3, assuming that we get a bunch of new users, because we've gone through S2 and it's felt like we've been on Top Shot for like 5 years. And I think that we've all learned, quite a few lessons that I'd love to dive in deeper, like right before Season 3 starts, and do just kind of like a prep session.
Yeah, I'd love that.
So we'll have to do that, later this summer.
Yeah.
But so a couple of lessons that I've learned from this season: common challenges are normally at a loss. If you want a common challenge reward, just wait until the challenge is over and scoop them up. All the new users are have to learn the same lessons that we did. So if you have challenge moments, maybe sell them before the challenge starts, because we also know that once challenges start, normally prices start dropping because everyone's holding on to those moments, waiting for the challenge to start. Now, we all know this, but if our user base, 3Xs, 4Xs, 5Xs, those guys, they might hear it, but they're not going to listen to the advice of getting rid of them early. And those of us that know how to play this game, get rid of those before challenges start.
I mean, time and time again, we've seen that, right? Where like, if your plan is to flip, it's just as soon as possible.
Yeah.
From the pack, as soon as possible. I mean, we've seen it with, and you know what though, this might change in the same way that it did, right? Like when everybody then gets on board the same page, maybe the pendulum shifts back again, right? But I don't think we're close to that yet. So, and we go through time and time again, whether it's the hollow drop, whatever it is, right? Like every single time, if you were trying to flip, just flip it. Don't give people time to undercut it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
I think, no, you're fine. I think the rare challenges and, I don't know if I'll have enough to do hollow challenges next season, but if those would be the two, that hold value the most. So if I'm going to do challenges next season, they're going to be the MGLEs, all of those upper tier ones that seem to hold value a lot better than the common challenges do.
Yeah. So there's some really good questions. So I want to make sure I grab some of these and we'll kind of jump around a little bit. Then we can dive back into series 3. But Eric says, what do you think about the free agency trade season? Are you going to have any, like big moves? Are you, or like strategizing around that at all?
I think, so we see these pumps happen, and they rise and fall really quickly. I would keep my eyes on all the news, and as soon as something comes out, try to sell at the top of the pump, because eventually things come back down. So, and it's a short window that you can get rid of these things if you're trying to sell them. I honestly don't follow the NBA as much as a lot of people do. I've followed it a lot more this season than I have in the past.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are in that boat.
Yeah. I mean, I played basketball growing up in high school and whatnot, but Top Shot's really brought me back to the NBA. Which I'm pretty grateful for. This was a good season that we had. Yeah. Even if the two best teams didn't make the finals, I was really happy seeing those two teams.
Yeah.
The Bucks and the Suns play each other.
And that was a great series. I mean, we didn't have any like game-winning stuff, but like that was such a fun series with I think like next up stars, that we're going to be hearing a lot more from Giannis and Booker, and I think that was a lot of fun. It was good storylines.
Yeah, for sure.
And V-Hawk too with I think we can chat about this for a second, but like we keep hearing about the rake coming back, the 5% of what your marketplace spend was, and if that comes back before running back, like what do we think? How do we think that might affect the marketplace? My first thought is I just think I don't know how much it affects run it back, but I do think it'll affect a lot of the moments that we were just talking about in the Series 1 stuff. I do think like while there are more people in our situation like waiting to pounce, and then all of a sudden you get an extra couple hundred and you're like, okay, maybe I do need to go buy. Maybe I can buy this right now. And if I take an L on the price, it doesn't matter as much because it's like wasn't my money anyways, right? It's like a free roll moment almost.
Yeah, I don't know how much rake is going to be coming back. I hear that 5% a lot, but when you sell, they take 5%, and then that money gets distributed, to the NBA and the Players Association, and then I don't know what percent they hold of that, but they can't give it all back. They have to give, if they're going to do a rake back, it's only going to be like a percentage of that percentage.
Right.
So I don't know how big, I mean, it sounds like a great idea, but I feel like we might be underwhelmed by the rake back.
But I mean, unless Dapper is like, hey, and I can't imagine they do this, but we've secured all this money. like we'll take care of that 5% or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to forget about it. And like one day it's going to show up and this would be my advice. Forget that it's coming. And then when it comes, you just be like, oh, cool. I was not expecting this money and now I have this money. But I would not start planning out what you're going to do with it, because as we've seen before, their plans change. So maybe they're like, hey, yeah, we will get you a percentage of that rake back by 2027. So just, keep in mind, things do change.
And who knows, that might be the stimulus that, that signals the bottom, and then everyone jumps back into the market all at the same time, and we we go on about our way. So that could very possibly be that the bottom moment when they announce the rake back, and then we shoot up. So that might be the time to jump in. It just depends on how much it is, how much each user gets, and what we do with it. So and what their stipulations are. If you can withdraw it directly, I don't think it'll affect the market. But if you have to, churn it through the marketplace, yeah, it'll be a positive for our moment values for sure.
Yeah. And then Beamer too. Beamer's got a good like talking point. If you're going to be short collector score points for legendary, what would your move be? I also wonder, what do we think the collector score for the top tier, right? I'm assuming they're going to do the tiered system again for this legendary drop. I can't imagine they just try that once and then shut it down. And so what were they? Was it 10K, 5K, and then the bottom, right?
Yeah,
and right. So, and that was for a rare pack. So right. I'm very curious to see like what that collector score is going to be needed for the top tier. And then also like what the cost is going to be of that pack, right? We saw that and then there were 4 not jump up, but the pack before it, I think was like 24, right? It was that like, here you go. Congratulations. You've lost a lot of money. So we'll do a $24 rare pack. And then up to 79. And then the last hollow was 230, I think. And so, or something along that line, 2 something. And so it makes me wonder what this, I don't know if it goes all the way up to 1,000, but I'm curious what we think those collector score levels are going to be and how much we think it's going to be.
I think it'll be higher than 10K for sure. I think so. It depends on at the time when they announce it, how many people they want in line for each individual tier. I think they have to include the Cool Cats owner, so that's 2,000 or so that are automatically in, and then how many packs come out in a legendary drop?
I mean, I think it was like 2,500 was the hollows, so something along that line, right? So
if you already got 2,000 in line, they want 7,500 in line.
Yeah, probably.
Let's get a 1 in 3 or 10,000 in line.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see it getting to 10,000.
Yeah, the collector score is going to be probably
beefy,
15,000 maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe more. I don't know.
Oh yeah. It'll be interesting. So that's probably 15,000, not for the top tier, I would guess. Or do you think that's top tier?
Yeah. So how many got 10,000? How many were lined up? It was like 10,000 people in line at the 10,000 mark.
Yeah.
So there'll be.
I could see it doubling. I could see it almost being 20,000.
Yeah, it might be.
Like I could see it being like 20, 15, and 5 or something like that, or 20, 10, and 5.
20, 10, and 5 sounds about right.
Yeah.
Or 20, 10, and 2 or something.
Yeah, that's true. So you don't want to like completely limit that low level. So if you were, I guess like what would be your, if you were in a spot where you're like, okay, I need to get my collector score up, how are you tacking that?
I guess I would go the team challenge route. I know I got into the Kings and finished that, and all those moments are still $2 a piece, $3 a piece. So you can jump into those Kings moments. I think the Hornets give you the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, I think so too.
And a couple other teams. I hadn't really paid attention to it that much, but I guess I would say if I'm short of the top tier, and you want to get rid of some moments, go down to the baseline of the middle tier.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're short of the middle tier and don't want to move up, sell some moments down until you get to the baseline of the bottom tier.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, I would still want a chance, even if it's the smallest chance. I would still want to at least be in line.
Yeah.
For a chance at a legendary, for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you too. And what do you think? Any thoughts on like where you think cost wise this one lands?
I think I don't know. I think it'll probably be, what was the last legendary? 230, you said?
Yeah, I think it was 230.
Yeah, I would say probably 299 maybe. It might be a little bump, or 399 maybe.
Yeah. All right, so I like that. Jamesy in the chat says 20K, 10K, 500, cost of 199. I feel like it's going to be more than 199, but
yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I think it'll be more than 199. I don't think they're doing that. The run it back pricing, season 1 pricing. I don't think they're going to be doing that. Long term. They still got to make their money too.
Yeah, and man, Satoshi too. I hadn't really thought about this until you said this. The legend pack might not be that cool. If Giannis and Middleton are likely challenge rewards, who will be in the pack? Legendary Portis for the win. I'm right. So yes, we probably will see a Bobby Portis legendary moment. I mean, you're still going to get CP3, Booker, Holiday, Ayton. So you're not getting your LeBrons and ADs, but you're still going to get like good basketball players. But I'm with you. But this is the same. Like I hear this point, but this is the same thing if you get like a Malik Beasley hollow. So you're not going to get like 10 moments that are all LeBrons. Like there's gonna be, that's just how it works. So
right. And there's plenty of, I mean, yeah, they might not be the top tier. Giannis is definitely a top tier player now.
Yeah,
I think he's kind of cemented his role as a top 5 player in the league now, with that championship.
I think so too.
So I see that being valuable. I love Drew Holiday. He's my favorite player. That's the legendary that I would want if I don't get Giannis. But I mean, Booker's up and coming.
Yeah.
CP3. How many CP3 hollows or legendaries are there going to be? Just a handful if he's only in the league for
right
2 years, right?
I think there's only it. I mean, I guess I can check that right now. I think there's only been one, right? There's been, I think he has a Cosmic from Series 1 from his first moment here. I'll share screen because we haven't done that yet today.
Yeah, so let's. I mean, there'll only be a handful of CP3 hollow or legendaries.
Yeah, I can't remember
if he retires. So just scarcity would.
So he's got his Cosmic and Hollow from Series 1 from his debut moment, and then he does have a Hollow Series 2. But this, I would imagine this is it. I don't know how many more of those moments we get. I guess he could play for a couple more years, so I shouldn't say it like that. But
if he gets one legendary a season. I mean, that's 99 moments, spread out over hundreds of thousands of users, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or millions of users, hopefully. I mean, that's pretty scarce. So I think a CP3 legendary, a Booker legendary would be great if he's gonna, rise up in the ranks. And then Giannis. So those 3 would be the 3 that I'd be most
excited about.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna get a Brolo handles moment after last night too. After that. A little kill across. James said too. So the legendary drop could be exclusive to Cool Cats because of the number guaranteed access for Cool. No, it won't be exclusive to it. It's just going to adjust how many are eligible. So they're not guaranteed a pack. They're just guaranteed to be in the drop. So they have to make sure X amount of are available in that like top tier. And then you got to remember too, it's not like all of the packs are available in that top tier. It's just like a percentage of the packs are available. And hopefully it's the correct percentage, right? As we saw last time. All right, now's the time. All right, here we go, Martin. All right. Now we've accessed the Cool Cats theories. So all right. It's not forever. It's just for Series 2. And all it means is they qualify for all the drops for this series. So Series 2. And assuming that Run It Back is also Series 2, they'll qualify for Run It Back. But I think the running back's also a rare, not a legendary. So a lot more people will qualify for that than we think. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So everybody calm down about the cool cats. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
Hopefully I'm getting my collector score up to that top tier to where I can sell those cool cats before the drop.
Yeah.
I still have all the cool cats that would get me eligible.
Did you do that? Did you do the cool cats live or like not? What's the right
no,
term?
I didn't collect all the moments. I bought them after I literally bought them a half hour after Roham did his office hours talking about the Soho house and all those things that haven't come to fruition yet.
So you're thinking, wow, if you get the collector score, you're going to sell? You're going to get out of the Soho house?
Well, I'll sell before the drop and then probably buy back later. Unless the Soho house is a myth. I don't.
No, I think it'll be real. I'm very curious to see what that ends up looking like. I still can't believe I sold off it. I thought I was going to hold forever and I got excited. And then I just saw what the prices were doing everywhere else. And it's like, I think I need to keep some Dapper.
Sure.
Which is, lame. I know, lame. The cool cats people will be upset, but I'm sorry. Jaybird says, do we get a common finals pack or just a legendary? We have one more playoff pack drop, don't we? Do we still have one more?
Both. I think there's a common and a legendary.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Pack,
yeah. So we'll get at least one more. We the people here, thanks to the Bucks and Six for my 5K ticket. We the people just comes in here and just drops big scores. He's like, hey, by the way, 10K. Who are we playing in DFS today? We the people. Give some tips here for us all, okay? All right. Phil says the only thing is, that's what we're talking about, just Series 2. I thought there was something else I wanted to share in the chat. I thought there was a good big tickets. Here we go. Forgot about this big ticket. You're absolutely right. So in the legendary drop, we'll also get 3 MGLEs. And speaking of MGLEs, right? Speaking of MGLEs, where's your brain at for this LaMelo one?
I really don't know what they're going to do. I really have no idea. I've heard the theories about, holding a certain amount of MGLEs and finishing one of the challenges.
Yeah.
I really don't know. They're gonna keep it less than 500, I would assume.
Right. Yeah. I think it has to be 499, right?
So they have to find some kind of parameters that would limit the amount to less than 500. So I honestly don't know how many different people have completed an MGLE quest or challenge and also hold 10 MGLEs or 5 MGLEs. I don't know those numbers. So I don't. Yeah. And they could go with a lot of different parameters to limit that number to less than 500. So I really have no idea.
Yeah, I love this theory here. Top 5 scores in the NBA, MGLE plus ability to do a handstand with one hand. I like that. I think there's less than 500 people that have both of those things. So I think that's a good one. Yeah, I know. Right, there's been a little bit of everything. I haven't dabbled into any of the theories. I think I've just come to terms with I'm probably not going to get it. So I've moved on unless I buy it, which I also don't think I'm going to do because LaMelo seems to hold value in a lot of those things. All right, hold on.
I would long term. I would want either a rare or legendary LaMelo moment from this season, though. I mean, I prefer a legendary moment. I prefer one of the hollows from him. But if he's going to be a superstar, like everyone says he's going to be, I would want a rare or legendary from with the badges on it.
Right. So let's see though. He's got his hollow right now. Actually, this was up because I saw this as like $499 yesterday. I thought so. I mean, $4,999 and it's at 5,500. But at its peak, I think it was like 7,500. I want to see recent sales. Nope. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, here we go. You had a couple in like the 40. Wow. It got all the way down to 4,200 right here. But yeah, I think that's a strong take too. Wow, one sold for 12K. Oh, it's 99 out of 99. Yeah, I think that's a strong take. Also, shout out to Pookie. I know Pookie, he's the one who lent us his so we could get we could get that Luka, which we're going to check right now. I want to see where Luka's at. I haven't looked at this in 24 hours, so it's time. Because I feel similarly about Luka as I do LaMelo too. Although LaMelo is different, right? Because it's his rookie season, so I do like that take of getting it. Yeah. So man, his Top Shot debut is down to 1675, and here's this bad boy right here. All right, all right. Somebody go buy Fridge's 7K1. Let's get this up to 8,400, and then I'm not buying it though. And then let's get it get the floor to 40K, huh? We can do it. We can do it. But yeah, I'm with you. I like that idea of trying to get either a rare, obviously a legendary moment would be nice. Oh, Frank, I hate this. Require Nwora, Connaughton, and Jalen Smith. Let's see where Nwora is right now.
I am so frustrated with the way they've handled the last couple days with the Nwora and the Connaughton, and then this last night's showcase challenge that's going to limit the amount of participants to, I don't know, 1,500 people that are going to be doing this thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be doing showcase challenges, you want to incorporate like the whole user base, right? You don't want to limit it. Like the Connaughton one, I understand was kind of unfortunate. Like,
yeah,
those are the breaks that there's 12,000 Connaughtons in the world, but they deliberately created the one for the playoff moments last night where everyone's excited to do these showcase challenges and they're limiting, like, who cares how many people qualify if you're doing a raffle, right? It doesn't cost you anymore if there's 1,500 people or if there's 15,000 people. It doesn't cost you anything. Why not do something that's more accessible to everyone? I don't understand that decision.
Yeah, what bummed me out about that too, I think I actually kind of liked the Connaughton one. I thought that was fun. I liked, because I punted. I'm like, I'm not doing this. But I liked the idea. It's like, no, we've been the first couple of games, it was like 7 of 10. And now we're like, you're going to need to nail the top 7. So I thought that was a lot of fun pregame of trying to think like, what do I need to buy? I like the strategy thought process behind that. It's like some marketplace activity. But then I thought you were nuts if you went out and bought the Connaughton for like $70 or whatever it was. Cause I was like, your playoff pack is not going to hit that. So and I get it. They're like, oh, but I get a chance at a legendary wrap. Okay, cool. Whatever. Last night's bummed me out because I think they were trying to, like, the thought was like, hey, we're going to reward some of these playoff moments if you're holding them. But it's like, you're right. This idea is to get more people involved, and we didn't really do that. So that bummed me out. The Jordan Nwora thing is just, but I actually don't blame. I mean, the banner, whatever. I blame the people buying it way more than Top Shot. Like if you haven't had the ability to just turn on the game just once, or Google Jordan Nwora. Just Google it and see what he's done. Because if you Google Jordan Nwora, it's very hard to find a picture of him in a Bucks jersey. Like because I tried to do it yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever I started screaming about it, and I was like, oh, I need to find a photo to tweet this out. And it's the first page is all Louisville. Like it's all his college jerseys. And sure, he's a rookie, but you Google LaMelo, you're not finding his wait, he didn't go to college. You're not finding his Australian jersey numbers, right? You're finding so I know that's a bad example. But I don't blame Top Shot as much. The banner was stupid, but we were stupider is what I would take away from that. Don't buy it. That is financial advice. Don't buy that garbage. Ego says, let me catch up on the chat. It feels like they're making decisions to artificially pump the market, and that's just not sustainable. Yeah, I mean, I thought the game 5-1 was cool, but the game 6-1, I was like, this is lame. And I don't hate this call, hedge fund management. Wow, what a name. What they need to do is make 2 tiers for the challenges, one for the general public and one hard challenge with a better price. That's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess they do that with commons and rares, but I do mean, like, when you say challenge, you mean like the quest challenges that we've been doing? I do like that there's like a one where kind of like the Westbrook, the triple double, where there's going to be like 1 million of those completed. And then you can make one a little bit trickier, like the one last night. I don't hate that call hedge fund. Yeah. We the people, you came in late. We already talked about this. First of all, this take sucks. Second of all, Giannis winning the championship has nothing to do, although Chris Paul is really bad in game 4, has nothing to do with the Suns sucking, okay? We just give Giannis his flowers. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for this take, we the people. All right, I don't know. Anything else you want to yell about, ADeepThreat? I feel like I need to just like give you the floor. Anything you're? This is like somebody called it. They were like, it's a ADeepThreat rant time. So I don't know. Do you have something else you want to yell about?
No, I'm good. I'm good for now.
Yeah, if
it comes to me, I'll just start ranting for you.
So one thing, and we can get close to wrapping up here as we're almost an hour in. I want tonight. We're doing our Top Shot Take show. Dustin and Greg's at 8:30, so come on back for that. But one of the things we're going to talk about tonight is seeing or like projecting, forecasting what kind of utility we might see in Series 3. Because like we talked about, like what they did for Chris Paul for the Suns. Sorry, we the people. I will fight you, we the people. Lots of teams. This happens. Okay, this happens. Russell Westbrook. What did he do? What did he do with the Wiz this year? Okay. Speaking of frauds, his stats are fraudulent. But one of the things that we're talking about, like what Top Shot did, right? Like if you've got a collector score of over 250 of Suns moments, you're entered in a chance to go. Right. That was more of a publicity, PR thing, right? What kind of stuff could we possibly see that maybe is a little bit more less like big time, right? A utility that we might see in Series 3. Anything that you are like, oh, this might be cool if we see this.
Rohan put out all these different polls on what everyone would like to see. So I mean, if you go look at those questions, I think all of those options are on the table. If you want, merch or tickets or free moments or whatever kind of utility. I think the sky's the limit, and I don't think they've decided yet, which direction they want to go. I think it kind of depends on public sentiment. So, I mean, they could go so many different ways. Like literally, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for experiences. Like I really want to qualify for, I mean, maybe not a finals experience. I mean, that's pretty exclusive, but I would love to do some kind of meet and greet with the players or, game tickets or whatever. I'm in it for the experiences. For sure, above anything else. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Here. And I mean, hopefully it's just an array of things, right? I do, because I'm with you. Yeah. The experiences are what excites me the most. But I love the idea too. They're like merch night. Like anybody, you're entered into like an opportunity to get, whether it's Top Shot merch or like your favorite team's merch or whatever it is, right? I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities to partner with different things like, DraftKings and FanDuel with the NBA. There's just going to be a lot of opportunities to get some stuff out there, especially when, they turn on marketing. I also, God, we the people said your point fraud could never. You're right. He could never finish with an under 500 record in the Church League Eastern Conference. Okay. That's it. The convo's over. We the people. You can't come back on that. Okay. You can't come back. It's over. Hedge Fund was saying, yeah, I meant for the quest. I also like the fact that they made it harder for Game 6, but I think adding multiple quests, including to the teams that are not playing right now, will give a balanced value. Yeah, I mean, and the thing that was exciting about the quest is that it was giving us another way to interact with the platform. And I think that is what, the future is going to look like, that you're not just coming on to stare at the marketplace and see like how bad you're losing, right? There should be other ways to get involved. And I think that's kind of what's exciting. Wow. Josh said, did you hear about DraftKings launching sports NFTs soon? I did not.
I didn't either.
I did not. I also don't think I want that. I don't think I'm like, unless it's like I guess it would have to be if they just gave me an NFT that was like of my biggest score, that would be cool. I'd keep it, but I don't want to buy it. I also don't want to sell it. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Also, this is another good way to give us NBA League. It's like I like that as a utility thing too. That would be kind of fun.
Or like special moments. If you're at the game, they airdrop you a moment. I think that would be really cool to commemorate your time at the game. I think that would be kind of cool too. So much they can do. Yeah,
that would be cool. Have you been dabbling? And then we'll get out of here. Have you been dabbling with NFTs anywhere else, or has this been this is where you've been hanging?
No, I've only been on Top Shot. I'm interested in NFTs broadly,
Yeah.
but I've seen there's just been so much going on with like people getting like scammed and rug pulled and things like that. Like I'm waiting for the market to develop and become more secure because I just don't have the experience like MetaMask and those kind of things. Like
Yeah.
I don't own any crypto. I'm just on Top Shot for now. That's not saying that I won't moving forward. I keep my eye on it. I just
Yeah.
haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, just because I don't I don't want to lose everything because I misclick on something
Right.
like that. That's just I'm just not taking those kind of risks right now. But
Yeah. No.
I want to. I want to as soon as that market matures a little bit and we get more security.
That's kind of where I'm at. I want to, it seems fun to get something for nothing and then flip it for a bunch. That
Yeah.
seems fun. It seems like a lot of people are having fun. But I'm with you. I don't know the market well enough to mess around with it. So I'm hopeful,
And
at some
I'm kind
point.
of waiting. I'm kind of waiting for these avatars to be done with and they move on to something else. Like I would rather have NFTs of like good artwork,
Yeah, that's
like rare, like maybe not one of ones, but these avatars just aren't my thing. And I would rather have artwork that I like to look at and are pretty cool. So
Yeah, it's a great
yeah.
comment by Frank. I'm with you. I'm with you. That being said, if people want to pump their NFT and send it to me for free, and then you want me to pump it so that we can flip it together, I can be bought. So
Right.
I'm ready. I'm ready and willing to do it. I'll put on a suit. Whatever you need. Whatever you need. I'll
Yeah.
make it happen. Yeah. All right. I think Jason, thanks for coming on, man. This has been a blast. I always think it's great to get someone else's perspective, and you have been so deep into the weeds of Top Shot and kind of approach it differently than I think a lot of people outside of big ticket. I feel like you guys should hang out. All right. Hey, Daniel Rosenbaum, I'm ready. Daniel Rosenbaum. DM me. I'm ready to pump. But no, I always love hearing your takes. Occasionally I'll DM you before I make a move because I'm terrified. So I really appreciate you taking the time to educate the peoples. And I think you're right. I think we get you back on here as we get ready for Series 3.
Yeah, I'd love to do a prep session with everybody.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and we the people, it's nothing but love, and I like that you are like the best version of a troll. Also, actually, before we go, do you have a take on who you think Damon Fat, Damon Skinny is?
Oh man,
Because I'm convinced it's an inside job, and
you think it's Greg? You think it's Greg?
So I actually don't think it's Greg, because I think Greg would be. That's not Greg's voice in the chat. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't hear it, and I don't think it's Dustin either. And here's the thing, and I was talking about this a little bit with AJB yesterday. We haven't seen him in the morning. So is it a West Coast person? Might be too early. Early. So we need a podcast on this. So I'm willing to.
I can't wait until you get him on for the big reveal. I think that'll be awesome.
It will be awesome. Like rock and roll says Aubrey. There's no way. There's no way. Funny. Aubrey is too successful and busy for it to be Aubrey. Damon Fat is Kelsey. This would be a great take too.
Before I go, I just want to say that I'm like super excited for the interview on Friday with Jacob. I can't wait to hear what's going on.
I was thank you for reminding me to plug that. We're going to be doing that Friday. He's going to come on for about, I think we get him for like 20 minutes or so. And it's happening. It is confirmed, which is cool too. So, cause I kept bringing it up because there was a part of me that was like, this probably won't happen. And so it has been confirmed, and I'm very excited about that. And we love to complain about stuff and give Top Shot a hard time. And we will continue to do that. But I do think it is cool that they are willing to do this, because I know they have a lot going on, and I don't know if this fits into important business to come on this show on a Friday morning. So I do think it's pretty sick that they're willing to do that.
I don't have a specific question that I want to ask Jacob, but I do have just kind of a suggestion. This is just a 30-second rant.
Yeah.
I would love for them to have the ability for their communication to put stuff out like once a week, like their office hours. Mm-hmm. Maybe do a video version of office hours and have it on a dedicated platform where everyone knows when the news is coming out.
Yeah.
They can break news for the week, save that information for that hour where they break news. That way everyone has the ability to digest the information all at the same time. Like the Quest last night, breaking at 7:11 p.m.
Yeah.
Where if you weren't on Discord at 7:11, you weren't getting those moments.
Right.
Before they doubled 5 minutes later. I mean, it was literally 5 minutes between the Booker going from 30 to 60.
Right.
So if they could just have some kind of, and if you have to put out communication for the day, like if they say, hey, in the morning or afternoon, hey, we're going to do our announcement for tonight's quest at 7 p.m. Stay tuned. Like that way, everyone has the same ability instead of just springing it upon us. And I know that a lot of people around the Twitterverse has been clamoring for this, like this video call where they just divulge all the new information just at once. I hope that's the direction that they end up going. I'm tired of like keeping my eyes on 5 different communication methods and I mean, it's good if you're on there and you get the early information, but I don't think it's fair to the entire user base. Where I will.
Oh, go ahead. No, I will say I think regardless of what way they do it, we will like poke holes in it. But I'm with you. I think I don't want to see the Q&A in the Discord. And then although maybe they go away from it, and I'm like, where's the Q&A? I would much rather, like, you have a content team, just put a video together. And if you want to release it in the Discord first because you want more people in the Discord, I totally get that. But just let that be known. We're gonna have a 25-minute video that comes out every Friday at 1:00. Yep. Just in that way, for me, the way that I consume content, I would much rather do that. And then you're still going to get the cliff notes from Jake and Bake and whoever else is tweeting them out, so you can get them that way. But yeah, I'm with you. I would rather have succinct information come at me in one way, in the same way every week.
Yeah. Get a regular schedule out and maybe do challenges all at the same start time. Like let do your Friday afternoon office hours for an hour where you give out all the information, and then all the challenges start Saturday at noon, and they either run 3 days, 4 days, 7 days, but they all start at the same time, and we get this regular cadence throughout the week. Week after week after week, to where we know, and we get like a market flow. We know, when the market's going to rise and fall, and when exactly when challenges start, so you know when to start looking for moments. Just things like that. Just like a regular flow. Yeah. For S3 is what I desperately want. Not just for me, just for everyone. That we're all on the same playing field, and we all have the same opportunities.
Yeah, I agree, and I think they've gotten closer with the challenge stuff. Where for a while, right, it was like the challenge ends on Thursday, starts on Friday, or something along those lines, right? Where we saw some consistency, and then they tweaked the way that they did it, right? Where then they were like, oh, we're going to try these 3-day challenges out, which I love that. I like that there's a variety of it. But you're right, if they can get on some form of a schedule where it's like Monday to Wednesday, then Thursday starts, or whatever, or Monday to Wednesday, it ends at 1, then the second one starts at 3. Something like that. I'm with you. Yeah. All right. We gotta wrap. We gotta get out of here. Yeah. Jason, thank you so much, man. This was a lot of fun. We really appreciate it. We tagged you on Twitter, on our, when we promoted it. So go follow Jason over there. And yeah, we'll see you doing more sharp stuff in the marketplace. Actually, you know what? Do you have a favorite video that we should go out on?
Ooh.
What's your go-to?
Can I hear the man hands?
Oh yeah, we can just end with man hands. We can do
Yeah,
that.
let's
There we
do
go.
that. Let's
The
do man hands.
video's coming. I'm sure we'll have it tonight. Here we go. We're out. Thanks again. Join us in the
guys.
Discord. See ya.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me see your man hands. Money, we hope we need them Terrence man scans. No talking unless you holding man. Show me that man.